Alright, I finally got back. It feels so good to actually be back. Finally. I'm gonna take a shower and then take a long nap because I'm exhausted and I smell terrible right now. Because that shower back in the Airbnb, there was nothing wrong with the shower back at the Airbnb. It was more just like the toiletries that they had. I don't usually bring my own toiletries like shampoo and conditioner when I go on vacation, but this place provided it thankfully, but it was like kind of funky ones I normally wouldn't use, so I feel like I smell bad right now. So I'm gonna go take a shower. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, another thing that I really want to mention. I don't know if he's watching this, but if he is, Sam, thank you so much for the opportunity of letting me come with you on this little like adventure slash internship. I kind of qualify as an internship. Thank you so much. I could not thank you more for that. It was fun hanging out with you, and yeah, I learned a lot. Okay, so ASU, which is the Asian Student Union's holding an event right now. It's like some sort of like thrift event where you can like thrift and buy clothes from like student sellers. And I'm going over there right now just to check it out because I love like, you know, secondhand stuff and thrifting. All really cool stuff, so I'm gonna head over there. Now, I got enough sleep, so I feel very refreshed and ready to start the day, even though it's 1 o'clock. Okay, so a lot of time has passed by since the last clip. It's now currently 11:22 p.m. I'm just wrapping up some last minute homework that I had to do over the weekend that I couldn't really get to. But I did want to recap what happened over this weekend just because it was a really good experience. I'm going to be making like separate videos of like things I thought about while I was in New York because a lot of things did come up that I really want to talk about, but I just want to give like an overall recap. Last weekend was just basically me going out into the field of videography slash photography and like seeing what people do but in a club setting, and that was really interesting just because I have never really seen, you know, I've never really been in the actual like source of all the action, actually, you know, doing things to contribute to a project or helping out with this type of thing. It was all a really cool experience and I am so grateful for it. And I know I already thanked Sam, but I want to thank him again for giving me this opportunity. He's such a cool guy, and I could not thank him enough for that just because I met so many really cool people and it's helped me, you know, further my own internship search actually, just because I now have new leads, which is super hopeful, but it doesn't really, you know, ensure that I'm gonna get an internship yet, but it does give me some new hope that I really needed during a time like this, just because I've been feeling really just disappointed and overall kind of scared with the internship process I'm going through right now, just because I haven't had much progress, like, to be perfectly honest with you. There's been no movement. I haven't heard back from like any companies, and I told you this before, but the ones that I have heard back from have rejected me. But the thing I really want to emphasize and share that I learned from this weekend is just how much older people really want to share and try to help younger people that they like see themselves in. And that's just because I talked to so many people that weekend just about, you know, my major and also just like my life in general and just what I'm feeling and how I'm supposed to navigate through life in the future, just because the people I was with this weekend were a lot older than me and they're a lot more experienced. They've gone through life, and it's just super interesting to hear their perspectives, and just everyone had such a unique and different perspective, and they're all so willing to like help me out and just give advice that they wish they had like learned or knew about when they were 21, which is my age. And that was just super interesting, and I'm so grateful for that experience just because I learned so many different things that I'm going to use in the future and beyond. And I always had the impression that older people like that and that, you know, these different business industries are not too keen on helping younger people, but I was totally wrong about that. I mean, totally wrong, just because every single person I met that was older than me was just willing to help me in however way they can. They just, you know, they asked me to give me like my contact info so they could stay in touch, and also if I wanted to ask any questions or if I needed help finding internships, they would be there to help me. And that was just super interesting and just super nice of them. I'm not used to that type of kindness just because I'm so used to people just being super highly competitive with each other And that's what I've been feeling these past couple of days. And I've just been feeling like everyone's just, competing with each other. Everyone's comparing yourselves to each other. Everyone's just wondering why they don't have an internship, or if the internship they have is right for them. Or actually, I don't think the people with internships are thinking that, just because they're all super happy, not really worried about anything right now. But however, the people that don't have internships, they're just comparing themselves to the people that do have one already. And if you are someone that's still looking for an internship, don't worry about that too much, because it will come to you. And this is coming from someone that has not even found one yet. So I'm with you guys, and I know how you're feeling. And don't compare yourself to other people that do have one, just because people find them at different rates and different paces. And that's just like the biggest thing I learned, that it's okay not to have everything figured out right now, because all these adults told me, just make mistakes. It's okay. Making mistakes is a good thing. Try everything, experiment everything, and don't be afraid to fail, just because they told me that you learn so much from your failures, and that could not be more true. I feel like I've learned more from my failures than my accomplishments, and I've made video essay, like an actual pillow talk about that already. So what they said was totally correct, and I just want to keep learning, and I'm not afraid to fail, but at the same time, I'm afraid to disappoint. The biggest thing I realized was, even though these adults look like they have their life put together, they still are figuring out what they want to do, and if this is truly what they want to do in life. Because a lot of adults they all have like these full-time jobs. They're all working in the like actual industry right now, and they're all, making a good amount of money, because they all live in New York, so they have to kind of be making a good amount of money to be living there. But they're all making, a good amount of money, and they all have a stable job, but they still feel like they want to keep learning more. And that's just so interesting, just because I always had the impression, like, once you're, above the age of like the 20s, like you're in your 30s or 40s, you have life figured out. But these people really are still trying to figure it out. They're no different from you and me, or someone else that's like 20, or even like, well, definitely not in their, teens, but someone that's in their 20s, just because everyone's trying to figure it out. Everyone's, going through the same path, well, not the same path in life, but everyone has more or less the same goal, that they just want to feel accomplished and that they're doing something with their lives. So I think that's some common goal that everyone shares in life, and that's just super an interesting perspective to have. And I would not have been able to learn any of this otherwise if I hadn't gone on this little trip to New York. And going on this trip to New York made me realize how much more I want to travel, and how much more of the world I want to see. And just these experiences I'm getting are unforgettable, just because it gives me more things to talk about, and it gives me more things to reflect on. It's just super, super nice knowing that experiences are more important than honestly having money, just because I feel like with experiences you can tell better stories, and you can have a better perspective on life, and that's what I want to have. I just want to keep learning. Yeah, that's all I really want to say about this weekend, and I still have a lot more to say, but there's more specific things I want to touch on that I mentioned in this previous talk. However, I'm gonna end today's vlog here. It was not too exciting, I understand, and I didn't really have anything much to do today, so I couldn't really vlog much. So I think we're past this of me making excuses with you guys about why I didn't film. But however, I really hope you guys enjoy nonetheless, and I think we're gonna be back to our regularly scheduled program, if you guys like that or not. But I will see you guys tomorrow. Also, there's 2 more weeks of school, or 1 more week. I've lost count, but there's not a lot of time left, and it's scary. So goodbye, I'll see you tomorrow.